Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Humanitarian Transformation Network and the Humanitarian Transformation Circle by Candace. We are going to be discussing the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This is an educational platform, and we're going to be speaking about 13, 14, and 15. I was going to do 13 and 14, but I said I'll just add in 15 as well. Okay. And what I do, you guys, I break down these human rights into common sense form of what it applies to in the 21st century within our day and age, because there's a lot of things that apply to the human rights that people just are oblivious to, and they just do not want to acknowledge them and acknowledge what they are doing to humanity and society. So I started this to start doing this, as well as a lot of things to try to help heal our society and humanity to make it better for the next generation, which is our children, grandchildren, and great great grandchildren. We have to do better. We have to do better, and we need to start healing. So this is my way, and I'm working on some other ways to begin healing society, because I'm a socioeconomical researcher, and I worked in the corp. I'm not going to give my all my credentials. I've done a lot. Okay, I've done a lot. Just put it like that. I've done a lot. Even ran for U.S. Congress, so I have done a lot. But I don't see anything changing. So I said, you know what? I need to step it up and just do my own thing, and bring awareness, and hopefully the good people will jump on board with me, and we can make a greater impact. So with that said, and please like, share, and subscribe, everyone. I really appreciate it if you can do that, and send my video to whoever you think this would help. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. Yeah. Okay. Article 13. And I think I'm just going to talk about Article 13 and break it down, because it gets confusing if I read them all, and because I like to dissect each one of them. Okay, Article 13, and I don't know them by heart, so I'm going to be looking to my right, y'all. So okay, bear with me. Okay, everyone has the right to freedom of movement and residence within the borders of each state. Yes, they do. Um, People have the right to move wherever they want to. Okay, with this said, I know you guys, I just know a lot. I just know a lot. I've been through a lot. I've heard a lot. I know a lot of people. And this just came to me, was it maybe 2 weeks ago, because of new nationalities within the United States. They have taken over whole communities. So if another nationality, not of that nationality, moves into that community, they are targeting that person that does not look like them, which is giving those people, you know, giving those people fear, because they're fearful, because they don't look like those specific type of people within that community, and they're being harassed because they don't look like that person. And we really need to address situations like that, because those are really considered hate crimes. Okay, that's what they are, hate crimes. Oh, and say if I'm just giving it for instance. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm just giving it for instance here, an example. Say if I'm African American / Native American. I move into an all Chinese, Russian, or Mexican community, and I'm the only one. I'm the only African American, Native American in the whole community. And they don't like me. They don't like the people that visit me. So what they begin doing is harassing me, doing things to my yard, doing things to my home. And then, you report it to the police, and the police is like, well, we can't do anything because you don't have physical evidence and blah, blah, blah. But these things are going on. Matter of fact, the instance of this other particular single parent mother, which is sad, that was brought to my attention. She lived in a specific neighborhood, and because she did not look like the people that lived in the neighborhood, the maintenance people that were of that nationality start coming into her home doing things to her. And she has children. And there was another instance back at, I forget when it was. I don't know if it was, I don't know if it was 2015, 13. To get a specific race out of the community, there were, blacks in the community, and Hispanics had moved in. So they wanted all the blacks out, all the single parent blacks. They wanted them all out of the community. So what they did was they started throwing, you call those M80 bombs into their apartments or houses to bomb them out of their apartments and their houses. So this is actually going on in this day and age that people just aren't aware of. Okay. So that you don't have freedom to move around in any state. You can't just move to any community because you are looked down upon. Because you don't look like them. And nothing is being done about it. And these are hate crimes that we are dealing with, because when an individual family moves into a community and they start getting things done to their property or their apartments or even to their animals. Okay, I even had animals die because they poisoned the animal or killed the animal some kind of way because, they don't look like us and we don't want them here. Who are these people? No one has the right to do that to anyone. No, every human being is the same. We all lay down and get up the same way. And this is what people need to understand out here. We all have faces. We all have necks. We all have hands. We all have feet and legs. This is what people need to understand. Okay? And no other person has the right to harm or dislike another person because of their color of their skin. We are all different for a reason. If God, Heavenly Father, or whoever your higher power is, wanted everybody to look the same, we would all be looking the same. We would all have white skin. We would all have melanated skin. We would all have brown skin, purple skin, whatever skin color that you want. We would have it all. Okay, but they didn't want that. They wanted everyone to be made uniquely different. Every race to be made uniquely different for a reason. And we need to start embracing that, because we are all human beings and we all only have one life. So back to what I said, there's no freedom to move. Okay, because you can't move. You're looked down upon. And especially, as a homeless women's advocate and a homeless women's researcher, let's talk about that. I got a lot of stuff to talk about here. Let's talk about that. Don't move those homeless people over into my neighborhood. Excuse me, they need rehabilitation. They need a roof over their head. Okay, who are you? Because if you think you're above someone, okay, no one is above anyone. No one is perfect. And if you think you're perfect, you need to go get some psychiatric help. Okay, you need to see a psychiatrist, because you are not perfect. And just because you're wealthy does not mean that you're perfect and you're better than the next person, because you are not. Okay, just because you have a better education than the next person, that does not mean that you're better than the next person, because you're a human being as well. Okay, everybody's life path is different for a reason. Other people were more blessed than the others, but you don't disrespect another person because you were more blessed than the other person. You don't talk about the next person because you were more blessed than the other person. So A lot of people do not want homeless people, okay, or halfway houses, or you know, rehab centers, in their community. These people need help. These people need rehabilitated back in society. So who are you to be Mr. or Mrs. Snooty and be like, oh, I don't want that in my neighborhood. Oh, I don't want that. Okay? Who are you? People need help. And if you don't want it in your neighborhood, you dig out of your own pocket and help them put it somewhere else. Okay, where and then I have a whole nother program. I have a whole housing program, a village housing program. Okay, because people are being treated like trash out here, especially the homeless people. Okay, that's a whole nother story I can go into, but I'm not. But people think they're better than anybody, because of what they look like, or they're drug addicts, and then a lot of people portray, there's doctors and lawyers, and there's a lot of professional people out there homeless, and a lot of people don't understand that. Okay, it's not just people that just fell hard on their luck, and people fall hard on their luck all the time. Okay, because it can happen to you. And I really want to reiterate that to those that put their nose up. Oh, I put my nose up. Guess what? It can happen to you. Okay, in a blink of an eye. Because guess what? It happened to me in a blink of an eye. It can happen to you too. So don't get beyond yourself. Don't get beyond yourself, because especially in Los Angeles, there's Skid Row, and then you have all these high rises, and they think all this glitz and glam and Los Angeles and all that. And you go down to Skid Row, which is right there. They walk over those people, look down at that people like, oh, ew. I mean, there's feces, there's rats running around, and they look down on those people. And a lot of people's family members live down there. Who are you? You are a demonic, evil soul to look down on any other human being because of your so-called status. I have went personally, and I have interacted with the homeless people. I have actually helped the homeless people. There was one lady, God bless her heart. I remember her so well. And she was just, woo. She had a stench to her because, she didn't smell well. And I would see her, but I was just so drawn to her, and she was so drawn to me. And I'm like, oh. And then one day I saw her, and I'm like, oh, she got the help that she needed. She smelled good. She looked good. But then after that, I saw her again, and she was looking down on her legs, and her legs were just all real, ashy and chappy and all of that. And I stopped and I said, you know what? I said, when you take a shower, and I had some Vaseline in my purse and some lotion. Okay. So I said, when you take a shower, I gave her my Vaseline and lotion. I said, put this on your legs, help make your legs, look better and feel better. And she's like, okay, thank you. I mean, you interact with these people. And that's what I did. I interacted with them. I didn't look down on them. And they embraced me. And actually, when I was walking down there, I guess, they have their watchers, and they see me walking down there, and then the older people, and they were like, oh, make sure she's protected down here. Make sure she's okay. You guys take care of her. I said, yes. I said, because I want to help. I'm trying to do what I can to help, because other people in society and other snooty people, and then the people that say, oh, they're helping and they're not helping. Oh, that's a whole nother story I could talk about. A lot of people, oh, I'm helping. No, you're not. You're lying. You are lying. We're doing this and we're doing that. No, you're not. You are lying. I know of a lot of organizations that are saying that they're helping, and they are not helping those people. They're looking down on them, or they have their specific ones, favorites, okay, as per se, favorites that they're helping. So, there's a lot of stuff. There's not the freedom to move, okay, as per Article 1 and 13, okay? Let's move on to the next one, y'all. I know I get very passionate, y'all. I'm so sorry, because I know a lot of things. I've done a lot of things and I know a lot of things, and I just get just overly passionate. So bear with me. Okay, bear with me. Okay, number 2, Article 13. Everyone has the right to leave any country, including his own, and to return to his country. We see that happening a lot. People are coming to the United States and going back to their country. That's happening a lot with these dual citizenships. You're free to do that. Yes, you are. But with that said, a lot of people are coming to other countries and doing criminal activity and then going back to their country or sending stuff back to their country. They're setting up shop in the United States, and then they are doing they're using the United States for their own personal benefit or their own country's benefit. They're not doing the right thing. I have a real big problem with this because, again, I've seen this happening. Okay. Americans are paying for this because I don't even know what the national debt is. I know the national debt in the United States is out of control. It is way out of control. We will never, ever, ever be able to pay back the national debt in the United States. And who is on the hook for the national debt? The American people, because people that come from different countries that go back to their country, they're not paying taxes. They're not paying into America's economical system, because I know a lot. There's some corporations that even have whole board members in their own countries that are doing business in the United States. So where do you think the money is going? The money is not staying in the United States. The money is going to that country. So it is doing business, taking money from the American people and the American economical system, and then turning right back around and sending it right back to their home country. How is that helping the United States? How is that helping the American people? It's putting our country in a economical distress that we will never be able to recover from, because this is happening. This is occurring in this day and age. People from different countries are coming here and they're using the United States economical system for their own benefit. And it's sad. And it's very disheartening. And it's taken away the meaning of what it is to be an American. It's taken away from that. It's very hurtful as well, because a lot of our grandparents are American. Grandparents, great grandparents paid into the Social Security system that is now going to other country people. They paid into pensions, which is now going to other country people that have newly come to the United States. They don't understand how our families, our grandparents, our great, and it's nothing against the country people. It's nothing against you guys, okay? So don't take it the wrong way, but you guys need to understand these facts, okay? Our grandparents, our great grandparents. That's just like if in your country, if your grandparents and your great grandparents paid into a economical system for you, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, you wouldn't want Americans to come over to your country and take away from you and your children, your great grandchildren. You wouldn't want that. So it's the same difference here in the United States. And what if Americans, started, because there's more country people around the world that live in the United States than any other country. There's no country that has the international impact like the United States. Now, what if Americans, say, went over to China, or well, that's not going to happen, but say Americans start flooding into, Mexico, taking over the land, taking Jamaica, wherever, start taking over the land, start, taking over the government, taking all the houses, taking all the cars, taking all the jobs, taking all of that, uh, how would your country people feel? Your country people would not be happy. So this is what we're experiencing here in the United States. Our children are being robbed. Our grandparents, our great-great-grandparents are being robbed. They paid, they worked hard, they built these roads that, a lot of people don't understand. Slaves built the White House. Slaves built a lot of slaves and Chinese. I want to say Chinese too. Built a lot of these railroads. Okay, their families, their ancestors put a lot of hard work into building this country to what it is. And for other country people to come and just disrespect the people of their own country and their own homeland is so sad. You know, we Americans, we are very loving people. We are very loving people. Some of us, I can say all of us, some of us, and we want to help. And if we can help other countries, you know, build a society for their children and grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren, we're willing to help. We're willing to do what we can to help, so they won't have to live in poverty. Okay, so they won't have to live, in famine, and so they'll have food to eat. So they'll have their children to have better education. We want to help, but do not come here to the United States and take away from us and our children and our grandchildren, our great-great-grandchildren, because we have them to worry about. We have to worry about our families too. So it just, I'm going to give y'all for instance. I'm going to give y'all for instance, because these things actually happen. These things actually happen. I was doing a little test, and I wanted to see what they said. I went into three jewelry stores in downtown Los Angeles at one point in time. I went in three jewelry stores, and the first jewelry store, I think it was Chinese, and I forget what other nationality she was, but she was a different nationality. And I asked her, I says, if American citizen would come in here to apply for a job, would you hire them? And she said, yeah, probably so. Yeah, they tell them come put an application. I said, okay, fine, okay, good. So then I went to the next jewelry store, right in the same area, went to the next jewelry store. And I asked, and this was Asian, Chinese, Asian. And I asked, I says, if an American citizen were to come in and apply for a job, would you hire him? He said, no. I said, excuse me? He said, no. I said, I was just floored, y'all. I was just floored. I was like, no, did he just say no? And he is in America doing business in America. So that means that everything he is making in America is going straight back to China or wherever he's from. That's a problem. Ding, ding, ding. That's a problem. So anyway, so I told him, I says, look, that's not right. And you can't do that. That's illegal. You are here in our country and you have a jewelry business selling high-end jewelry, and you mean to tell me that you wouldn't even hire an American citizen? I said, that is illegal. So anyway, I left him alone. Then I went to the next one. Same thing, Asia. And, I was very nice, because I'm a business professional. I was very nice. I wasn't irate or anything like that. I just wanted to, ask questions. So I went to the next one. And I'm going to tell you guys something else I know too. These things, that's why I said I'm going to apply it to 21st century, because I've dealt with these things, okay? Because I'm a socioeconomic researcher. So I went into, and then we're going to move on to 14 and 15. I can get long-winded. So I went on to the next one, another jewelry store, high-end jewelry store. And I asked him, another Asian, I said, if an American citizen was to come into your establishment and ask, for application for employment, I said, would you hire them? He said, no. I said, excuse me? You would not hire an American citizen? And I didn't say, black, white. I wasn't being specific or anything like that. He just said no, just no. So 2 out of 3 told me no. And these people are from different countries. And we also see this in the restaurant industry. You go into the restaurant industry, you do not see, and we used to have labor laws against this. I don't know what happened to our labor laws. They did away with all our labor laws, that they are to hire a certain amount of African Americans, certain amount of Caucasians, a certain amount of each race they're supposed to hire. But in this day and age, you go into a Chinese restaurant or a Hispanic restaurant, how many African Americans do you see? How many Caucasians do you see? You don't see any. How many other races do you see? You don't see any. You see only their country people working in their establishment. So that is enriching them. And then what they do is like these, and this is, I have to say, this is why I stopped going to nail salons. Okay, I stopped doing it because, you go to nail salons, most of them are Asian. And then you go in and, you get buddy with the, with the owners and all of that. And then next thing you know, they're gone. You'd be like, what happened to them? Oh, they went back to their country for 6 months or 4 months. So you mean to tell me that they just they have been in the United States, they own a nail shop, and now they are in their own country. So they took all the money that they made off the American people and took it back to their country. I don't agree with that. And no one should agree with that. I don't think that's right. It all should stay within the United States economical system. It should not be people should not be able to come to the United States, use us like a piece of trash, because that's what they're doing. They're using us and scamming our country and then taking it back to their own other country. And a lot of people probably are not going to like this information I'm giving out, but guess what? It's facts and truth. It's facts and truth. I have a whole blog full of it. I have a whole blog of 800 articles that I wrote back from 2014 all the way up to 2021. Okay, people still look at my blog because I have a lot of information, because as I was doing all of these things, I was documenting. I was like, this is insanity. Okay, we got to fix this. Okay, now if we can work together, I understand that, if they want to send a portion back, I don't think when you come to the United States and when you take, and I went to this too, I went to a naturalization ceremony, and in a naturalization ceremony, you are supposed to give up all your rights from your home country. Okay. So you're supposed to do that. A lot of these people don't do that. They lie just to become an American citizen. And I don't agree with that either. They lie. And because, as a matter of fact, let me tell you, this is one instance. And this particular time, you guys, I'm gonna move on to 14 after this. This particular time, I got really up. I got heated. I'm telling you, I got heated. I was in a naturalization ceremony, and I was coming out. And young lady, she had just became a naturalized American citizen. So I'm walking in, she's talking to her friend, and she's like, "Oh, I'm glad that's over with. Now I can go collect my unemployment." I said, "You know what?" I said, "What did you just say?" I said, "What did you just say? You can go collect your unemployment?" And then I've been told people they're collecting Social Security, they're conducting unemployment, when they become a naturalized American citizen. And I mean, I did go off on the deep end on her because I was heated. Her friend was like, and there people were like, what did she say? I said, she just said that she was glad she just became a naturalized American citizen so she can go collect her unemployment, and then her mother can get her Social Security. I said, excuse me. I said, are you kidding me? So yeah, I got very heated. Yes, I did. I got very heated because I was like, I don't believe this is happening. I don't. What about my mother? Okay, what about my aunts? My aunts and my grandparents, my great grandparents. What about them? Okay, what about our families? Okay, our American families. Okay, what about us? Okay, you guys should just come over here, become naturalized American citizens, and within a week you could start getting Social Security and employment benefits. And then I also did a study within Social Security. They were even giving Nazi Germans Social Security benefits. What does that have to do with the United States? Okay, why would you give Nazi Germans Social Security when you guys haven't even made you haven't given reparations for slavery? What is going on? So like these are the things that are just beyond me, and the system just needs to get corrected. Okay, so I just want to share some of my stories. This is why I'm saying this is common sense 21st century. Okay, human rights, because this stuff is actually happening, and I am applying my research to it. So I hope this is helpful to everyone. Now, if you want to become an American citizen, become an American citizen wholeheartedly. Don't act like you you are just here to use us for your own personal benefit and your family's personal benefits. Don't do that. Because if American citizen did that in your country, and actually me and a Russian lady had a conversation about this. I remember, because she was older and I'm older. And I asked her, I said, now how would you like if I went over to, because she had been here, what, 14 years, and she had a very high paying position job. And I was like, how did you get that job? I know a lot of American people would love to get a job in this high position. I was like, how would you like if I went over to Russia and took away from you and your family and your kids? Like she says, well, my daughters can't go back, but her sister's there. Okay, but she says her daughters can't go back, but she could go back. So I was like, how would you feel if I did that to you and your family? She's like, she agreed with me. She's like, yeah, you got a point. I says, yeah. I was like, y'all can't do that. Y'all are killed. I don't know. I don't understand why people don't understand this stuff is going on, and we need to fix this. Okay? You can't come over here and start taking everything away from us and our children. We have children, we have grandchildren, we have great grandchildren. We want to help you, but don't start taking away from us. Okay, and this is why a lot of the land in the United States has been sold off to other country people. I know apartment complexes that people that aren't even American citizens are buying properties left and right, and they're not even American citizens, and they're pushing the American people out. I sat back and I watched a whole apartment complex. They pushed all the American people out and put their country people in. I watched it, and before they got to me, I got out of there. I had to immediately move because I was next to go. I actually watched them move all the American people out and put their country people in. So these are the things that we are dealing with. These are honest facts that people don't want to hear, but this is what's happening. And it's not right. It's not moral. It's not ethical. We need to fix this. And, we can fix it as American citizens, because in my eyes, if you become an American citizen, you are American, period. No matter what color you are, what nationality you are an American. When you became a naturalized American citizen, you gave up all your rights to your country, your family, everything. Okay. Now, if you want to do your culture within your home, that's not a problem. But when you became an American citizen, you are an American. Period. You left. That means when you left your country, that means you have cut all ties to your country. Yeah, you can go back and visit for vacation, but you come right back. That's it. Period. That's all. But you're an American. When you say become a naturalized American citizen, you are an American. That's it. You have to cut all ties to your family. I don't care if your mother, your father, your uncles, your brothers, I don't care if they're still living in your country. I don't care. You cut all ties when you come to the United States. You are an American. Period. Okay, let me move on to 14. Okay. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to end this one. I'm going to end this one because I went a little bit long-winded with this one. because it was important. Okay, because this stuff is happening and we need to apply it. So I'm going to end this one and then I am going to go on to 14 and 15 in my next video. Okay, I hope this was very informative. I am here to bring truth and honesty and not to hurt or harm anyone. I want to try to correct whatever whatever is impacting humanity, because we are all human beings, but we all need to come together as human beings and fix these problems that we are all facing in the 21st century. Because if we do not fix these problems, this is going to impact our children, our grandchildren, and our great great grandchildren for decades to come. Because a lot of us, a lot of older ones, your time is limited. And it is up to us to fix what is occurring that we can fix while we're here. Okay. Thank everybody for joining in. And Candace and the Humanitarian Transformation Network and Humanitarian Transformation Circle. And I hope those that would love to join me, please like, share, and subscribe. And please get my message out to the masses, so we can start healing society for humanity. God bless and take care. Look forward to seeing you in my next video.